Okay, you be good, girl. I gotta go to work. That's a lot of keys, but they're necessary. It's Wednesday morning. There's a lot to do today. Let's get after it. So, you know the weather is starting to change when you get out to your truck in the morning and the tire pressure is a little low. Now, my light sensor hasn't come on because I think that it will bounce back here as the temperature increases. It's 68 degrees outside right now. That's happening a few more mornings than not. I have to keep an eye on my tire pressure. Forgive the dirty windshield. Did just drive back from San Antonio. Does that help at all? Not really. Did just drive back from San Antonio with the attack of the bugs. Maybe you saw that video previously. But it's a nice morning sky. My route each morning to work generally has me having to drive through a school zone. I don't know how parents do it to deal with other parents' school zone traffic. I find that manners really kind of go out the window in that traffic. And it's not exactly a pleasant experience. So kudos to all the parents who do that every day and manage to keep their sanity or just their ability to remain polite to strangers at that point. I have several meetings today and a little bit tired for whatever reason. Sorry if you hear the rattling. My sunglasses are in the RAM tray up top. But for whatever reason, Bella the Husky was trying to wake me every hour last night. I don't know if she just didn't feel great or not sure. She didn't have to use the bathroom because she had gone. Right before we laid down last night, I took her out and she went. And I don't know, but she was trying to wake me up almost every hour and it made for a pretty truly terrible night's sleep, if I'm honest. Probably for her too, but you know, she gets to stay home today and take a little nappy new. And I'm gonna go sit through some meetings and do some stuff. So it was chilly this morning as I got in the car. The screen says it's 117 outside. That's not the case. That can't be the case. Might be that in the car. I haven't started it in a while. But it's that time of year where it's chilly in the morning. It's pleasant, but chilly nevertheless. And it's freezing in the building. It's freezing in the facility at work. But then by the afternoon, it's mid-90s to over 100. It's a pretty normal day in Texas in the quote-unquote fall. Hey everybody, thanks again for joining me today. The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. But as my day started and as my day was kind of like in the midst of the day, this resonated with me heavily. But then as I started to think about it throughout the course of the day, I still wanted to journal about it this evening because I was trying to take the lessons from the quote, but I was also trying to put that lesson into perspective for me. To say that I struggled with it, as I alluded to, is probably a little bit of an understatement. I definitely did. And if I'm being honest right now, I'm not sure that journaling about anxiety, I'm not really totally sure yet that makes it better for me. I know there's a certain amount of like healthy productivity and thought that you kind of get it out on paper and it's out and it's there and you kind of process and deal. And to a certain extent, that's very true for me. But as I was thinking about this quote and I was thinking about journaling and kind of getting it all out, I know that there's a part of anxiety within me that a lot of times, not every day for sure, but a lot of times I use that anxiety as fuel, as motivation to do this, do this, do this, do this, to kind of like work towards that success, whatever that might mean, work towards success, whatever that might mean for you. But I definitely use it as a motivating factor and a fuel and a drive for me. And there are a lot of days when that is successful. There are other days when it is not. But that's probably, to me, where I should be focusing more of my time on with the journaling piece about the days that are not successful for me with that and what the difference is between those days where I'm utilizing some of that anxiety for positive and for good and for motivation and drive in a certain extent to kind of like get from here to here, whatever the case may be. I guess maybe that's what I mean, where I feel like I'm probably not alone in that assertion. If I'm being honest, and I think if other folks are, maybe hopefully being honest too, that's kind of where we live and thrive. And that's okay. And that's not necessarily a bad place to be. But that's where I found myself today. And that's okay. And, journaling through it, and even if it wasn't the best journal quote for kind of pushing past that, and even if it was talking about a space, zero anxiety, that a place that I will probably never ever ever be, that's probably okay to say that out loud. There's a better place to be where I function better, and that's where I was working on finding today. And with that in mind, thanks again for joining me. And sorry if you hear the puppy kind of like scratching in the background. I'm about ready to take her outside and get her allergy pill here in a second. But thanks again for joining me today. And until next time, let's remember that as grateful as we are for what we do every single day in terms of making ends meet, let's not forget about being the person that we are outside of the work that we do.